All right, this is a video where we're looking at writing a lab report for your lab, physical versus chemical properties. We looked at some different types of chemicals you would typically find in a high school lab storage area, and either you did the lab in class or if you missed that particular day, you watched some videos of me doing the lab and recording the observations or pointing out specific observations as each of the lab parts were being done. So what I want you to do is pull out this rubric, which you have in your module packet. It's called Physical versus Chemical Properties Lab Report, and what we're going to try and do is outline kind of how you want to approach writing your lab report. This is designed to instruct you, to lead you, to guide you as you write your lab report. Okay? You'll notice that the lab parts are listed right here. Okay? So the actual sections of your lab report are listed in the correct order from title all the way down to appendix. What you have to do for each of those sections are listed right here. So all you have to do is read the criteria and expectations for a particular section, and it'll tell you what to do. And then over here we have the level that I will probably assign you for each of those criteria, and where in the curriculum, knowledge, inquiry, communication, application, etc., where that particular expectation would kind of fit. Okay, so what you're going to need is you're going to need a title. Okay, so you're going to need a title. Where do you get that title? Well, check your lab sheet and use that title as you write your lab report. Now, as you write your lab report, okay, what you're going to do is you're going to write your title up here in the top middle. Okay, centered. The next thing you're going to do or include in your lab report is a research question. Again, the research question is found on your lab handout. Go find it. All right. So on your lab report, what you're going to do is have a heading, research question, and underneath that heading, you're going to write out the research question. So basically, you're just transferring it from your lab handout to your actual lab report. The next thing that you will need is materials and apparatus. That is a list of everything that you used in the lab. Again, check your lab sheet. There is a list of things that you use for each lab part. So this is another heading that you will need on your lab report. So what you will do is underneath research question, you will write materials and apparatus. And then you will list under here everything that you used in the lab. Okay. The next thing that you will need is observations. You won't need a procedure. You won't need a hypothesis. I didn't circle those. We're not going to include it in our lab report. So you will need an observations section. Okay. So what you will do is, again, after you've listed things under materials and apparatus heading, you're going to write observations. Notice that all your headings are to the left and they're underlined. Here you're going to write down everything that you observed during the various parts of the lab. What was the appearance of the materials before and after? What happened during the chemical reaction, etc. Okay, so that's the type of information that you're going to write there. Ideally, you want to put that in chart format. Okay, so that's your observations. Go back to the rubric. We won't need an analysis section. That's more for graphing data and whatnot. You're going to need a conclusion section. So again, you're going to go back to your lab report and you're going to write a heading, conclusions. Underline it. Okay. What you need to do in that part of the lab, if you look at the criteria that are here, is essentially answer the research question. What is the answer to the research question? And then support your answer by describing how your observations led you to believe what the answer is for the research question. Okay? So here, you're going to write in paragraph format an explanation of what the answer to the research question is. And make sure including and writing about your observations here in your conclusion, because that becomes your evidence for what you think the answer to the research question actually is. Okay? And then that's pretty much your lab report. Okay?